Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. This just in. Oh, wait, Cruz, are we not doing the news yet?
What the hell, man?
What are you talking about? What? You said do your thing. And I was doing because dun-dun-dun. I figured I'd add that because it makes it more authentic when I do the news. Since, WWE is going to Fox and they're a legitimate company.
Oh, did you say illegitimate or legitimate?
Legitimate. Illegitimate? Legitimate.
I was just confirming because sometimes I'm really deaf, and I was like, "Did he?"
Cruz, I got this giant fucking look. It looks like I got an ice cream cone, but that's
Vance,
the
you
microphone.
look. Can I just say, Vance, you look like you're in, like, I don't know, heaven. What's with the white fucking?
I am at a spa and resort, Cruz. I'm at a resort and spa, which I shall not name because they did not pay me to say it on this podcast.
Oh, you're in parts unknown today.
So we are in parts unknown.
Alrighty.
But I got a massage coming up, so if we can speed things along.
All right, listen. You know what? I think the fans are, the Going Over Galaxy is probably wondering, where the fuck have you goofballs been? I just want to apologize to the Going Over Galaxy right now real quick because we had some technical difficulties, okay?
Yeah, Cruz, we got to work on these technical difficulties.
Something happened with the footage, Vance.
Cruz deleted the entire fucking episode.
Hey,
gone.
Man!
Gone. We shot an amazing episode. It was so good.
All right, anyways.
It was such a good episode. Maybe our best ever. And if anyone could ever find it, send it to goingoverpodcast@gmail.com if you find it, like, laying around somewhere. Because we lost it. Thanks, Cruz.
Sorry. So Vance, we have a couple of things going on. Well, something just happened, right? We had the Stomping Grounds pay-per-view that was just this past Sunday, and we have another show coming up this weekend called Fyter Fest.
I just got slightly erect with knowing that Fyter Fest is this close to happening.
Yeah, here's the Vance. Thing. Vance, wait. Speaking of Fyter Fest, is that a Mox shirt that you're wearing?
This is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Jon Moxley T-shirt. Cruz, you want to see what the back says?
Let's see what the back says.
Let's see it. Back's the best part. Look at the back. Look, you see it?
Vance. I actually see it. For a minute there, I thought you were showing off your ass. A Death Rider. Yeah.
Death Rider.
Oh, I can dig that. I can dig that.
Hold on. Fucking thing ain't secure. All right.
So, before we continue though, because I want to go over our Fyter Fest predictions, of course. But Vance, what did you think overall with Stomping Grounds?
Here's the thing, man. Okay, so I got really stoned recently, and I had what I like to call
recently, as in like 5 minutes ago.
I'm not that stoned right now, too. Way more drunk. No, just no. But what I had was a WW epiphany.
Okay.
See what I did?
Care to share?
Did you see what I did? So here's what happened. I decided I don't want to be one of those critics, one of those people who watches shit because of what should happen and not what is happening, and appreciating what is happening by the talent in that organization. And also, I don't want to be one of those guys who's more invested in what's happening behind the scenes than what's happening as an actual product and as a show, which is what we're fans of, Cruz. We weren't fans of backstage politics during the Attitude Era because who the fuck could wait for things to download on AOL? It's like there's too much information out there, and it's kind of ruined it for a lot of people. And I think me and you kind of fall into that category of the lapsed fan, which is what, Cody talks about with AEW's Target Demo. So this week, I really took a step back and said, let me just watch Stomping Grounds as a wrestling show. Not for what should happen or what I think should happen or fucking what's supposed to happen, but what's going to happen on the show. And I did that. And it was still terrible. It was just bad. It was just a bad show. It was like watching a house show.
It was
nothing
like
really dramatic happened. Okay, Ricochet won. Now, Ricochet, do you think Ricochet needs that belt more than Samoa Joe? I'm hoping the only reason they took that belt off Samoa Joe is so he gets against Rollins. And because, Joe and Rollins, Joe always has that SummerSlam feud against the champion that he loses,
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that Joe versus Rollins would be a good match too. And I hope that's the only reason they took the title off him, because I don't think Ricochet's a guy who should be chasing the title. He's a little flippy guy. Like, oh, is he going to do it?
We did our predictions last week, right? Which, by the way, if you guys are watching right now, as you'll notice on our YouTube channel, there is no video, but there is audio. So we did have an episode last week after the snafu that I had with the 2 episodes before that. But anyways, I digress. But our predictions last week, Vance, we talked about how we thought it was too soon for Ricochet to fucking, get that title. So I don't know. I mean, what did you think of the match? The Ricochet winning aside, because it seems to be the consensus seems to be that was the match of the night. A lot of fans seem.
Well, listen, in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king, but you still have one fucking eye. So it's like. It's like that's being the match of the night on that card. Do you think you're going to do Stomping Grounds every week? I don't like that name. I feel like it's like, it reminds me of Stomp the Yard. Like there should just be dancing. I would pay for 3 hours of like WWE dancing. That'd be funny.
Oh, okay.
But I don't like the name. Do you like the name? Stomping Grounds. I liked Great Balls of Fire better.
Great Balls of Fire? That would have been a great name.
That was the name. Remember they had WWE Great Balls of Fire?
Oh my God. Oh shit.
You know what's funny? In your head, you're like, he's an idiot. That would never be a pay-per-view name. And then you remembered that it was a pay-per-view name.
It's like, wait, that does sound kind of familiar, but oh shit.
Yep.
No, okay.
Samoa Joe on this show.
Wait, what?
It was Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar.
So, listen.
Yep.
I think where the show really fucking lost me was the main event.
I don't like this couple's bullshit that they're pulling. I don't get it.
Let's start here.
It feels like a grab.
They were building up this entire thing of like, who's going to be the secret referee, And we never really talked about that with our predictions last week. Or no, we did. We did kind of talk about it in our predictions last week, but we didn't really come to a conclusion of who we thought would be the secret. We kept thinking it was Brock. Remember? You and I both agreed like, oh, it's probably going to end up being Brock or whatever. But it ended
Brock
up being Lacey.
Is not going to go to that show.
No, but it ended up being Lacey Evans, who, lost the Raw title match against Becky Lynch, opening the show, by the way. So I mean, when that happened, it was kind of like, oh, okay. I already knew what was going to happen when they announced.
You saw where it was going.
I was like, I already know where. I called every single thing that happened. I was like, I already know what's going to happen. And then Becky's going to come out and save her man and la-di-da. I don't know, man. That just it was like so forced. Do you think that it was kind of forced almost?
It was so forced. It was just like, you know what it was? It was like, oh, people love Becky and Seth, and they love that they're in a relationship. Let's use that. And it's like, it was so fucking round peg, square hole. And now, like, what do Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin have in common? Like, what? Like, now are they going to be like an on-screen couple?
Yeah, I know. It's like the only thing they have in common is the fact that they're the bad guys. That's about it.
Yeah.
It like,
and you know what? I thought they were going to turn Lacey into like a military hero type with 4th of July coming and, maybe can change up her character. But no, she has to be the sassy female Baron Corbin.
So
that's what she is.
You thought that they were going to turn her, Vance, on this match?
I thought that was coming. I didn't think in this match, but I didn't think she was going to be the referee either. I thought it was going to be like, oh, Becky and her had a hard-fought battle, and then next thing you know, on Raw, she's like a nicer person or something. Like, I don't know. But I just didn't see it going to... And then now they're main eventing, what's it called? Extreme Rules. It's going to be, Baron and Lacey versus Rollins and Becky. So it's like, Now we're getting intergender tag team main event.
Listen. If they make Lacey and Baron an on-screen couple, just
Of course they're gonna. Because it's gonna be like, yeah, and they're having sex too, so they care more. Like,
it's good shit.
It's good shit.
It's good shit.
That's good shit. Oh man, it's terrible shit. It's terrible shit. Should have been called
like
shit.
if they become an on-screen couple, does that mean that Baron Corbin's gonna be like a like a rockabilly? Is he gonna like do the whole like theme? You know how she's like pin-uppy? Is he gonna like be all rockabilly? That'd be really funny. But anyways,
it's terrible. That means Seth Rollins has to come out as an Irishman. Seth Rollins.
Have you seen Becky Lynch's profile photo on fucking Twitter?
No, I have not.
Look right there. Do you see that?
Wow.
It's Seth Rollins' face. For those that are not watching, Seth Rollins' face with Becky Lynch's hair, and then just his face photoshopped on
It's a face. It's a face swap. Is that a face swap?
It's not a face swap. It's legit Photoshop. Vance.
Looks like a face swap.
It's Photoshop. Well, I mean, if you want to go that route, Vance, we can do that.
Could be. All right. So after WWE stepped in shit, we had Raw. Raw happened.
Yes.
Anything
Raw
noteworthy on Raw, Cruz?
Vance, they did a tug of war match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Vance.
So apparently they only sold 3,500 tickets for that show.
Best pro wrestling on the planet, Vance. Let's watch some tug of war action.
Dude, that was terrible.
Honestly, I actually saw a fan posted photos from being at that live show, and it was fucking empty.
How empty?
Yeah. Like, obviously on the side where the camera is, you know what I mean? Where the camera doesn't capture that side. So it's like,
what are your thoughts on the club reunion teasers that we keep getting?
Oh, you mean AJ and the Good Brothers? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, man, because I do appreciate that they are kind of putting Anderson and Gallows back in the mix of things. Because remember when there was like months?
You mean on TV
at all? That's what I meant, on TV. Like remember we went like months. There was like a whole period of months where we didn't see them at all. And we're like, oh yeah, almost forgot about these guys. And now, is it kind of a coincidence that like with AEW doing their first show and then all of a sudden, they wanted their release, right? That we talked about this with the news a couple of episodes back.
A lot of people
wanted their release. And this is before Double or Nothing even happened. But, they stopped showcasing the Good Brothers on TV. We go months and months and months. Then they finally show them. Their contract was up in like September or something like that. I can't remember. And I think we talked about this last week. You said that AJ Styles is re-signing, but the Good Brothers are not. Isn't that correct?
AJ just re-signed, and the rumor is that the Good Brothers are not.
Right.
That's the rumor.
And I mean, and so what I was getting ready to say is I appreciate that they're showing them on TV again, but they're also not. Look at the fucking Raw that I went to in LA, man. That match between them and the Usos. Quick fucking match, and they lost. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
what
you're
if this is
using
all
them
building
again
to like the club becoming unstoppable again together?
But do you think that
beat
Vince
up
really wants
Ricochet?
to do that? Do you think
Maybe
that he wants?
I'll tell you right now. So I think that because of this, they're looking at the NXT model and seeing how the factions are all over NXT. You got the Sons of Anarchy. You got fucking the what do you call them? The British people. You got the Undisputed people.
You
have all these different kinds of factions. And I would love for WWE to be like, why don't we put some factions together? Like, let's put the club together. Let's put together, an Asian stable, maybe. Or like, let's
you mean like the Kabuki sisters or the Kabuki Warriors?
Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, exactly. Building these factions might be better. Like, I heard that at a house show, you had EC3, Robert Roode, and who was the third guy? It was 3 really good heels. tagging. I can't remember who the third guy is.
EC3,
But that'd be a sick,
Robert Roode.
EC3 and Robert Roode would be a great fucking tag team. Like they'd be such dicks, you know?
Oh yeah,
They could
yeah.
be called,
and I love heel Robert Roode. Oh my god,
heel Robert Roode's great. EC3 is just completely unlikable. So it's just it just works. But
yeah.
anyways, Cruz, we have a lot of show to cover.
Yeah, you know, let's just okay. So we quickly fucking glossed over Stomping Grounds. We don't need to go more into that. I think anybody that watched it can agree that like it was a very meh show. You know what I mean?
Mediocre show.
And the Raw and SmackDown that followed, there wasn't really anything notable that happened on either show. Like I said,
well,
tug of war.
I don't know.
Vance,
what about the return
tug of war, Vance?
The Undertaker? The Undertaker showing up was kind of a big deal. KBD after his amazing match with Goldberg.
Oh yeah, you know, so exciting.
And you know what I really want to see? The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules. That's what everybody wants, right? I gotta be honest with you. I was legitimately shocked though the Undertaker showed up. Like that was actually a pretty shocking moment for me.
Really?
I didn't know who was going to help Roman Reigns. I thought Seth is up making out with his girlfriend backstage on Raw. Who's going to help Roman? And I was like, oh, they're going to bring in some new guy. It's going to be great. And then they brought in the oldest guy. So I was like, well, okay, that's kind of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what if Roman fucking was saved by, I don't know, Ali, who we haven't seen in forever.
We haven't seen him in a while, and he like, what the fuck, dude?
And they start like the Samoan.
You know, I still feel kind of bad for Ali because you know he got injured, and then Kofi got thrown into that fucking match many shows ago, and like now he's back-ish, and we haven't really seen him.
Yep.
Sure. Well, you know, Vance. So, you know, whatever. I'm curious to see where they're going to take things. I mean, my one complaint this is my last thing that I'm going to say about Stomping Grounds. And I mentioned this when we went over our predictions last week. You know what I mean? A lot of the matches on that card are the same shit that we've seen. Like, how many times are we going to see Lacey Evans versus Becky Lynch? How many times are we going to see fucking Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins? Oh, why not all four of them together, Vance? Come on, dude. I'm getting.
What about Shane McMahon back on the top of the card where he belongs?
So yeah, again, and you know the whole wild card rule and all that other bull shenanigans. Like, there's so much talent on the rosters, dude. Like, stop fucking bringing people from SmackDown to Raw and Raw to SmackDown, and you know what I mean, and mixing all these. I don't know. It's fucking annoying. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. You know, next week, whatever. And then of course, when is Extreme Rules? Do we know when that is? Do we know?
I don't know, it's like 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from
Sunday. It's like a lot of fucking pay-per-views they're shelling out. Jesus Christ. And speaking of pay-per-views,
let's talk about pay-per-views, Cruz. Let's talk about free pay-per-views.
Let's talk about Fyter Fest, which you can watch for free on Bleacher Report Live. And
Bra Live.
What?
It's called Bra Live. Bra Live.
Burr Live. Burr Live?
Burr Live.
Okay. You want to go over the card? Let's go over the card, shall we? Vance.
Do you have the card?
All right. I do.
Here we go.
So, all right. So kicking things off in the buy-in, okay?
I love the buy-in. I like that name.
Also known as the buy-in. We have, okay? Now, this match is going to be where the winner will earn a shot at an all-out first round buy-in for the World Tag Championship Tournament.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That'll be okay.
It's going to be SCU versus the Best Friends versus Private Party.
I'm going to go with Best Friends. Because I don't think they're going to push SCU right to the fucking top of the tag division and then like everybody who's on Being the Elite all of a sudden is champions. And I think Best Friends having that bye would be kind of a fun thing that they could fuck with.
And so they won their match. Best Friends won their match at fucking Double or Nothing.
And then they were attacked by the fucking, what are they called?
The Goombas or whatever the fuck. I forgot.
They came up with a name that they're not called Super Smash Brothers now. They're called like the Legion of Doom, not the Legion of Doom. I don't know. I gotta look on AEW's fucking Instagram. They had it, but they named them something, and I forget. The Dark Order. The Dark Order. Thanks, Brain. The Dark Order.
That sounds very, dark side, fucking Star Wars. I like it. The Dark Order.
Yeah, I like the Dark Order. So
I can roll with that. I'm gonna go with Best Friends for the win on that one as well.
That's because you like Trent Beretta. Because he's tall. Because he's tall, Cruz.
We all know how I feel about tall people.
We do. We know how you feel about short people. That's for sure.
Just kidding. I am a heightist. Leave me alone. Did I just say that out loud?
You did. You did just say it, Cruz. You finally admitted it. First step is admitting. Good job.
All right. So, also in the buy-in, the kickoff show, we have Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali in a hardcore match.
Okay. So, Alex Jabali is the guy who runs CEO, which is the video game portion of this Fyter Fest combo that they're doing. So, I think they're going to give it to Alex Jabali.
Really? Do you think it's because Nakazawa, he's got that little fucking maybe he won't be able to
maybe too slick.
He might not be able to slip out of his
That's my Michael Nakazawa impression.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Alex Jabali as well, just because I don't think Nakazawa is gonna be able to slip out of that one.
Okay. Now is that still on the buy-in?
That's all that. But those last two, the first two matches that I just listed, those are the only matches in the buy-in.
It's interesting that they go with the gimmicky matches on the buy-in.
That's true, right?
Like having the Battle Royal last time on the buy-in.
And that was very, there was a lot of gimmicky kind of hokey, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of some hokiness in there or whatever. But
and I mean, Nakazawa versus a fucking non-wrestler in a hardcore match. That's pretty gimmicky.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm almost kind of seeing. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how All Out turns out. But if this is their
have you heard Jim Cornette's fucking opinion on Double or Nothing?
I've seen some posts here and there that people
when he's fucking this outlaw bullshit. This is a bunch of outlaw shit. Got a guy up here with no legs. MJF comes over, starts stomping a mud. It's fucking going over the whole Battle Royal. It's hilarious. You need to check it out on YouTube. It is the Jim Cornette goes over Double or Nothing. You'll die.
I will have to check that out. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I've heard some stuff. Like I said, I've seen some stuff on the, social medias, the medias.
Do it, Cruz. Homework. Okay, so now we're out of the buy-in.
Anyways, now we're out of the buy-in and kicking things off for Fyter Fest. We've got a triple threat match between Nyla Rose versus, and I'm going to pronounce this name wrong, Vance.
I can help you. I speak Japanese.
Riho.
Oh, Riho. Yes, Riho. Riho is a big Kenny Omega.
Versus Yuka Sakazaki, who I believe was the one that looked like Yuna from fucking Final Fantasy in that match that we saw at Double or Nothing.
And Rio was the other one with the big puffy pants.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to go with Yuka Sakazaki.
I'm going to go with Rio.
Really?
I don't know why. I just like Rio.
Oh, sorry. I was about to start singing.
Rio's pretty good. She was in Stardom. Like she actually used to be Kenny Omega's tag team partner when she was 9 years old.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Anyways, moving right along.
Okay, so then we have Christopher Daniels versus Sema.
Okay, I would like to see this match. This match could steal the show for me. I'm a big Christopher Daniels fan. I think he's amazing. Shima, I haven't seen too much of, but I've seen some YouTube clips, and he looks amazing too. So, I mean, this is kind of battle of the older Asian guy versus battle of the older white guy. So I'm going to go with the older Asian guy since SCU came out on top on that Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my mind, Cruz, because I feel like they're not going to do 50-50 booking in AEW. I think they're Christopher Daniels going to win this one.
You think Christopher Daniels is going to win this one?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not really too familiar with either wrestler. So I can't really give my opinion on a prediction. So I'm just going to go with whatever you're saying, Vance, because honestly,
That's always wrong.
You're always wrong. Going with okay. You know what? I'm not going to go with what you're saying.
Go the opposite, Cruz. Go the opposite.
I'm going to go the opposite of what you said, Vance. Good call. I'm going to go the opposite of what you said because you might be wrong.
I'm more than likely wrong. So
all right. So following that match, we have a fatal 4-way between Hangman Page, MJF, Jimmy Havoc, and Jungle Boy. What do you think, Vance? What do you think?
You got to give it to Hangman Page. I mean, he's going for their world title at the next pay-per-view, right? You don't want him going in with a loss. It sucks that guys like Jimmy Havoc get their first loss and Jungle Boy and MJF, but
I guess because there's 4 of them and it's not a one-on-one. I mean, if someone else were to win, it could be easily.
But is it elimination?
I don't think so. I think it's just a fatal 4-way.
Oh, it's just a fatal 4-way? MJF.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was going to go with MJF. I think MJF. Because fatal 4-way, if MJF wins by any kind of fuckery, or if he wins, he could easily pin the other 2 and not Hangman Page. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
exactly. Like Adam Page could hit his finisher, and then MJF hits his finisher on him and pins the other guy.
Yeah, so I feel like that could happen. If it was a one-on-one, I would definitely go with Hangman Page, obviously. But I have a feeling they're probably going to give it to MJF on this one.
Okay. Yep, I agree.
Okay, so after that match, we have Cody versus Darby Allin.
I would love if Darby Allin won this match. I got to see Darby Allin at that Evolve show with Adam Cole in the fucking gymnasium, and he does this coffin drop move. His promo, you don't watch any of the Road to Fyter Fest shit on YouTube. You need to start watching YouTube, Cruz.
I'm going to.
Their fucking Road to Fyter Fest is better than Road to Double or Nothing. And they did a great, really good exposition on Darby Allin that really makes you understand this guy. Like, I really like how you feel for these guys when they go in there. So, I mean, I hope they give it to Darby Allin, but, I mean, you're going up against the CEO of the company, Cody. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting match. I hope Darby Allin.
See, I was going to go with Darby Allin, but you're right. Yeah, he's going up. But I mean, like, do you really think that they're just going to do that though? Like, okay, yeah, he's the CEO of the company. He can't lose. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
it's going to be like that. But I mean, he's going up against a basic unknown. So if he really wants to put over young talent, then he'll definitely put Darby Allin over.
Right. So see, that's and now it's like tough for me to predict who I think is going to win that match.
Yeah,
because like, is it too soon? Like, is it too early for him to put over the new guy, or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fuck it. Maybe I'll just go with Cody on my prediction on this one. I don't know, Vance. I don't know.
All right, so we're splitting it down the middle right now, Cruz.
Yeah, because my first choice was Darby Allin, and now I'm like, now you got me thinking, Vance.
I'm gonna say Darby Allin.
I should have just stayed with my first choice. I'm gonna go back to my first choice. Because that was my first. You know what? Every time I switch, I'm like, fuck, I should have stayed. So I'm gonna go with Darby Allin. Okay, Matt. This next one, Moxley versus Joey Janela. I'm going with Moxley, Vance. I'm going with
obviously,
Moxley.
I'm going to go with Moxley. And it's now been announced that it's an unsanctioned match.
Oh.
Which means, like, anything goes. And these two guys are fucking deathmatch superstars.
And that's the reason why. That's why they did that, dude. That's why they did that. They're like, we're going to make it unsanctioned.
Well, this is going to show the difference between Jon Moxley. Well, they want to show the difference between Jon Moxley and Dean Ambrose. And this is not the same guy. They got to show that in his first match.
Yeah, because you know what? Some people were talking shit. They were like, oh, Jon Moxley is Dean Ambrose. His moveset's pretty much the same. Like, no, it's fucking not. But yeah, you're right. You're right. This will definitely separate the two, if you will, characters. Whatever.
If you get like 20 minutes, Cruz, you should watch the Darby Allin Jon Moxley match from Connecticut a few weeks ago. it just really shows how diverse Moxley's moveset is. And you get to see really good, a really, really good example of who Darby Allin is too. So I would recommend going to watch that match.
Well, alrighty then, Vance. I shall do that.
Yeah. It's filmed
And
by an
then
idiot, though. The guy doesn't know how to film anything. Fat people keep stepping in front of him during great times. Like, guy's terrible. But it's a good match.
well, okay. Well, then finally, Vance, we have Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers and fuck my handwriting because I don't know the name of this dude, but it's
The Laredo Kid. The Laredo Kid.
Laredo Kid. Yeah. Laredo Kid. So, yeah,
I mean,
Kenny
I'm
Omega,
excited to see these 6 guys go at it. I'm calling the Bucks won it Double or Nothing, right?
Yes, they did.
I think the Bucks will win this one with Kenny Omega.
Oh. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that statement. So that's the fucking Fyter Fest card. We can watch it for free on Bleacher Report Live. I'm not quite sure where else you can watch it for free, if there is any other place you can watch it for free, but I mean, if you're listening and or watching this podcast right now, note that you can check it out. And that's this weekend, right, Vance? This weekend, Fyter Fest?
Is Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right, Vance, do you hear that sound?
I do hear that sound. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. It's time for the news. First of all, big news just announced today earlier to Showtime. Breaking news, Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff to run Raw and SmackDown as WWE executive directors. So I asked my sources, Google, what this really means. And they basically said that this is not storyline. They are actually executive directors for the show. They've been trying to get Heyman on since February. He just recently signed on full-time to take over Raw. And SmackDown, they've been trying to get Bischoff on to bring him to work directly with Fox. So this is exciting stuff. This is the kind of stuff we need. They're saying they're going to have just as much power as Triple H has with NXT.
Oh.
So if we remember, in the heyday, Bischoff was a genius running WCW, which is, I think, more along the lines of a SmackDown product. And Raw, the over-the-top Raw is War, uncooked, uncut Raw, is going back with Heyman, fucking who used to run ECW.
Yep.
And the guy's a genius. He worked on the Alexa Bliss storyline. He worked on the Ronda Rousey storylines. He's worked on the Becky Lynch storylines. He built that whole Becky WrestleMania fucking build-up. Like, he's a creative genius. So I am actually genuinely excited. First of all, that WWE took notice and said, yes, we need to do things that change it, but also to go to such an extreme of bringing in, think about this, Cruz. These are 2 guys who wanted to put WWE out of business, and fucking one of them almost did. So to bring in the 2 people who you need the most in this time of war is brilliant. So that's in the news. What are your thoughts on it, Cruz?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like that's going to help WWE. You know what I mean? Like I've said before, man, I'm not going to stop watching it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can nitpick and talk about the negativity and the negative things that are happening and compare this and that and the other thing and yada, yada, yada. But it's not about comparing this, that, and the other thing. It's about just enjoying wrestling, right? And right. I want to be able to enjoy Raw and SmackDown again. So I feel like with this news, if it holds true, I'm hoping and I have faith that it's going to become a better product, because the storylines and shit that's been happening lately, man, is just getting tiring and annoying and boring. So hopefully what you're saying, that your news source is correct, Vance.
Me too. I am hoping the same. Also, WWE has figured out what kind of counter programming they're going to put up against All Out. And it's going to be actually Evolve's 10th anniversary show with NXT talent from past and future, as well as Evolve's biggest guys. So
Interesting. Okay.
really interesting how they're competing with that. Kenny Omega sent out a tweet saying,
Oh boy.
this is pretty good. If lining your pockets with blood money is okay, then what's wrong with trying to undermine a charity show for victims of gun violence? This is going up against Fight for the Fallen. I'm sorry, not All Out. Fight for the Fallen.
Okay.
He then deleted the tweet and said, I've said my piece, and it opened the door to a very toxic environment. It wasn't a message to fans or the boys, just the decision makers. I wish everyone wrestling on any show that day all the best. That is all. So Kenny Omega being very political. Also,
see, now just not to cut you off, what's interesting, I'm glad that you read the first tweet because I follow Kenny Omega on Twitter, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not always, you miss things when you go on the old Twitter machine, right? And the only tweet I saw was the second one that you read just now, where he said, I said my piece. So I looked at his feed and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Clearly he deleted something. And what you just read just now is the tweet that I had missed.
right.
Damn, man. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So pretty intense stuff. The battle lines are drawn, it seems. It's going to be a very exciting time for professional wrestling. We've been saying this forever. Also in the news, Undertaker specifically requesting to work with Drew McIntyre. I think it may be his WrestleMania 36 opponent, specifically requested Drew McIntyre to work with.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I like Drew McIntyre, man. The Scottish Psychopath.
I do too. I like Scottish Psychopath.
I've mentioned this on the show many a times. And I just feel like fucking Roman beat him at Stomping Grounds. Like, I would have loved to have seen Drew win that match. I'm just saying. That's all. Go on, Vance.
I
what
agree.
Else is in the news?
I agree,
What
Cruz.
else is in the news?
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the news for this week. We didn't really touch on one thing, which was the Bray Wyatt segments. How they had the puppets kind of popping up in Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, I love.
I thought was kind of cool.
That,
I missed the Firefly Funhouse though.
Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse is like the one thing that I look forward to now when I'm watching Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. So, what do you think is going to happen with that? Let's just touch on this for a second. What do you think? What do you think that means, Vance? Do you think that they're slowly building up to finally introducing Bray in the ring because they're not doing any of these little shows anymore? Or I mean, obviously,
Aleister Black keeps doing these promos where he's like knocking on the door, and what's Bray Wyatt always saying? Just let me in.
So dude, Vance.
So can you imagine a Bray and Black attack? That could be a really interesting feud.
You think that Bray's first opponent's going to be?
I think it would be awesome if it was. I think
I do miss seeing. Cool. I will say I do miss seeing Aleister in the ring, man. All we keep getting are these little fucking dark promos and whatnots.
Very moody, almost like Bray Wyatt's doing. Coincidence? Anyways, Cruz, I would say that this podcast has officially gone over.
It has gone over, but before we do close things out, Vance, I want to make one more announcement because, like I said, the 2 episodes that got lost our last 2 episodes that were like basically NXT wrestlers that got moved to the main roster. They got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. We put our episodes with the revival.
So I just want to make this quick announcement. So exciting things are coming up for Going Over. We've mentioned this. We've teased you guys with this over and over again, but now it's fucking happening. We have a second episode of Going Over that we will be putting out every week. And you guys get to be a part of that process. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to say any more until we actually release this episode with more information along with it. But keep your eyes peeled for that.
And your ears open because that's how you can hear us.
Or watch us, depending on.
Or listen.
Yeah. Should we tell
Like-
them, Vance? Vance, everyone knows it's going to be vintage. Going over goes vintage is the whole idea behind our secondary episode, where you guys decided that we're going to review vintage pay-per-views. Should we tell them what first pay-per-view we're doing, or should we just keep it as a surprise, Vance?
I mean, we could give them a hint. Do you want to give them a
Okay.
hint, Cruz?
All right, fine. You give them the hint, Vance.
You want me to give them the hint?
I want you to give them the hint.
The main event of this pay-per-view had one of the longest builds in wrestling history.
Ooh.
Comment below what you think it could be.
Ooh, this could be fun. This could be fun. All right, Vance, on
Or-
that note, I think what?
I forgot what I was
what?
going to say because I don't know. I need a pina colada. Yeah,
Vance wants to go drink. All right, Vance, where can everybody find you online?
You could find me at That Guy Vance and all the vacation photos as well.
You can find me at Annie fucking Cruz on Twitter and at Annie Cruz on the gram. All right, this is Cruz the Crusher going over and out.
Vance the Violator, here to violate probation. Saying goodbye.